South Korea spent $200 million, but it can't pay people enough to have a baby. CNN. Want people to have kids? Make it so a family can survive off of one income again. I'd love to have another baby as I was a single child, but it's so hard and expensive I'm really not sure. You'd think governments would make it more attractive and easy to have children. It's not like we're raising the future of the country or anything. Woman shrugging. Wow, that's a lot of money. Maybe they should invest it in better childcare and more family-friendly policies to encourage people to have children. It's a race between Japan and South Korea to see who can have the fewest babies. I feel like it's because until their 30s Koreans are constantly grinding. They force their kids to go to study clubs and whatnot. Some kids don't get home until 10. Then school the next day. Then university. After that you have to get your first job and grind super hard as the nepotism babies and the higher staff treat you like shit. So by the time they get to their 30s, why would they want to grind even harder with a baby? They would most likely want to enjoy their life for once. I'm sure there is a dollar figure that is sufficient, and they just refuse to pay anywhere near that. Hell, you give me enough money and I'd say $3 million is enough. I'll go get my vasectomy reversed, and have another kid. But the way I got screwed with Parent Plus loans for my oldest to go to college makes me want to reconsider the whole exercise. You want more worker drones for your capitalist paradise? Fuck you. Pay me. Philippines checking in. We have family sizes of 4 kids with a single income household earning $1 per hour. Who the fuck can have a baby other than rich people, period? Everything is too expensive, and raising a kid in this clusterfuck world ain't ideal either. They need to quit being so brutally hierarchical and sexist. Parasite was practically a documentary. Fix that stuff, and then throw money at the problem. Why have a kid when the future looks bleak? On the brink of another recession, on the brink of World War III, few opportunities, hard enough to survive on a 2-income household for many. Improve the world and maybe people will think about brining more people into it. They must be taking notes from Canada. This is a bigger problem than most people realize. We're likely going to have a population collapse crisis by 2050, if not 2040. This sentiment is shared by people around the world. Industrialization. Less need to have kids. I was with a Korean girl for about 6 years. Her and almost all of her friends were not interested in starting a family, they were more interested in making money. I still run into her friends every now and then. She moved away. None of them are married or have kids. At some point you have to accept that you're not going to keep growing the population, and figure out other ways to deal with the situation. There's going to be a limit. Can't have endless growth to prop up policies based on a world that doesn't exist anymore. A world with far fewer people in it. Fucking boomers still haven't figured it out. You destroyed the planet and we don't want to bring children into a dying planet. It's not selfish, it's selfless. Figure it the fuck out. Maybe global climate change has made living and having kids too expensive. Can't get laid if you ain't got money and time to go on dates, lol. Korean demographics is in an insane crisis. As far as I know, each generation there will be 60 smaller than the previous one given current birth rates. If life there makes family so impossible, they need drastic restructuring to fix it. I don't think they feasible could absorb enough immigrants to make up for it. South Korea have gone too American. A South Korean lady, living in Mexico, has appeared in my YouTube shorts recently. It's helped me better understand some of their culture and society, and let me tell you, they're fucking nuts, retrograde, sexist, racist, and all in all, stubborn and stuck with weird traditions that don't help in modern times. The people in SK must be pretty smart then. I think having a child now is selfish and irresponsible. The United States would like a word. I suspect when we are old, pension systems are failing, and there is nobody to take care of us, the next generation will say some shit like if you had kids you wouldn't be in this mess. It's your own fault for not thinking ahead. First world country actually don't need to encourage more babies. They just need to make immigration easier, that's it. Have those children, then head over to our What It Could Go Wrong for the follow-up. Why is everyone concerned about me not having kids? Lol. Western mainstream media sure does have their proprieties right now with Asian birth rates. Hopefully South Korea stops screwing themselves and does collapse. Imho, these next 30-50 years are going to be wild with seniors. Everything I have heard about South Korea is about how expensive it is. Do we need an ever-increasing population in every country, or could some countries lose some over time and find a new equilibrium that works? Title Gore. They wanted to keep people poor by having more kids' expenses and splitting of inheritance. Yoon appeared to suggest that it was common for 6-month-old babies to be able to walk, leading to criticism that he was out of touch. The average age for babies to walk is more like 12 months. Damn, the pressure starts early. Wait till you hear how much the US spends and don't pay for my babies. Think we got Korea beat. Compared to India, whose people can't stop having kids. Maybe make vasectomy free there. Mao. It floors me that people are still having children. You basically are selling yourself into wage slavery and debt. Countertake. There are 8 billion people in the world. Do we actually need to be growing more? The statistics clearly show that the higher GDP you get, the less children people want. It's like a physical law, hard limit on society, because all countries show the same behavior. If you want more babies, you reduce your GDP, become a poor country. No one can eat cake and still have it. People need to afford kids to have kids. Otherwise, we'll have kids that will starve and be homeless. Maybe if most families could actually support a family and live in Seoul comfortably with 3 rooms where most jobs are, that could be the case. If wealth wasn't so concentrated on the minority versus the majority. China also has this problem, and it's the same reason why, because raising a kid is expensive and difficult. I'm conflicted. How does one be progressive if there is no progression? The China problem. Just throwing money at the soccer team and expect world title winners. Mawaibi. Decreasing population isn't a bad thing, and they should focus on handling that gracefully rather than reversing it. It has nothing to do with money. People just don't value a family or have a sense of community anymore. Easy 0 kids, normal taxes, 1 kids going to all school days and doctor appointments, then one-off tax break deductions up to 15k USD per year, 2 kids same but going to 25k USD per year, 3 kids same but going to 32k USD per year, 4 kids same but going to 40k USD per year. And so on, with diminishing returns until a cap of 60k USD per year, and always with success metrics. Applicable for all, even couples who adopt under 18 years old. Something like this. South Korea and Japan are experiencing very similar economic and demographic phenomenons, namely the effects of deflation. In Japan's case, it's been 40 years of disinflation or outright deflation. Koreans living the third world country experience like the rest of us. Feminism. Canada also, cost of living, housing and rent is crazy. A spouse basically has to work in most cases to keep afloat. A baby means they can't work. Canada's solution is to bring in more immigrants than ever before. It's probably not going to help the people already here, but we have a prime minister who basically says if we don't agree with his policy, we're racist.